Hey guys, it's Audrey. As photographers, it's so easy for our photos to get lost in the abyss that is Instagram. One way I found that helps your photos stand out is by adding a creative twist. And you don't need a big budget to do it. I put together a list of 5 cheap tricks that you can do at home to spice up your portrait photography. Let's get started. So the first trick I have for you guys is to add a color filter in front of your lens. So what I did is I got a plastic bag and I colored in the corners with Sharpie. And basically the point of this is to create a sort of overlapping color filter that you can hold in front of the lens and create these cool pops of color around the edge of the frame. The goal of this is to hold it in a way so that it doesn't look like you're holding a plastic bag in front of your lens. You can literally get creative with this however you want. It's a great technique to use if you want to add a pop of color to your photos and you're in a pinch and you don't really have anything around you. You can just grab literally a piece of trash out of your backpack, an old food wrapper, and use that. And I think it really adds something a little special to your photos at the same time. Okay, so this next one is probably one of my favorites. It's adding texture with light. A couple weeks ago I was shooting a video and the whole purpose of this video was to take portraits in front of the worst location possible. When I first got there, it was really difficult to make the pictures look interesting, I'm not gonna lie. At first it was just really hard to get creative with it, and some of the first photos I took literally just looked like I was sitting in front of a dumpster, because I was. But I wanted to make them more engaging than that and actually take photos that looked cool even though the location wasn't the best. I was trying to figure out ways that I could make this picture a little bit more interesting and take the focus off of the backdrop that I was dealing with. And I remembered that I had this kind of net thing in the back of my car that's used to hold stuff down. We put it up in front of me so that it kind of casts these really cool shadows onto my face. Took the attention off of the fact that I was shooting portraits in front of an actual pile of trash. And instead it added this really cool new dimension to the photo that wasn't previously there. So the next tip I have for you guys is to chop up the light. These next photos were taken at the same shoot as the last one. Towards the end of the shoot, I was still looking for some ideas, ways to use the light that was slowly dying. Similarly to the net, we set up the crate so that it kind of cut up the light and cast these really cool shadows onto my face. I keep saying the word dimension, but it's true. Using the light to add more dimension to your photo is a great way to make it a little bit more interesting and not make it feel as one-dimensional. So obviously this is kind of a unique situation. You could recreate this by, if you have studio lights, you could hang a towel or something on half of the light to create these cool shadows that will cast onto half of your face. You can literally get as creative as you want with this. I'm just throwing stuff out there. The next tip is to add texture with clothes. Something I really love to do is to add contrast between the subject in the background using texture. I actually took this photo of my dad, and I took it, I remember specifically because I noticed that the texture of his jacket was really soft, and I thought that that would really contrast with the natural background. Obviously the sun was on my side with this photo. It casts these really cool shadows. The last trick I have for you guys is to add your own leading lines. I feel like one of the first things that you learn about when you're learning photography is the importance of leading lines and how they can add to your photo by including more symmetry and really drawing in the eye. In the past, when I've gone out to go shoot, most of the time I've relied on the environment to provide leading lines, so I'm always keeping an eye out for those cool locations, for structures or whatever that could provide more symmetry for my photos. But a couple weeks ago I saw this video by my friend Liam, 7th Era, and he had this thumbnail, and I'll put it up on screen so you guys know what I'm talking about. And he kind of created these really cool leading lines in the thumbnail, so I thought I would recreate it with my own spin for this video. So I got some wire and bent it into a circle, and then I cut string into equal lengths and tied it around the circumference of the ring at pretty equal intervals. When the photographer was taking the photo, he was shooting through the ring so you couldn't actually see the wire. All you see are these strings that are leading towards the subject who's holding them in front of their face, and it creates these really cool leading lines that I think makes a really engaging photo and draws the eye into the center of the photo. We messed around a lot with the focus point and just adds a really interesting aspect that otherwise wouldn't be there. Those are all my tricks I have for you guys today. I hope you found them interesting, and I hope that some of them might have inspired you to go out and try and either recreate them yourself, or they might have inspired a whole new idea that you came up with while you're watching this video. If you have any suggestions for tricks like this that maybe you've used in the past, leave them in the comments down below, because I like to see them, and I'm sure a bunch of other people who are watching this video would like to see them as well. If you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you soon with another video.